Greetings and welcome back to the madness. Now, last time we left off, we basically scaled the production of slag here. There is some minor changes that still need to be done. Most pressingly, the amount of electrodes that is in this cycle. So that's what we're gonna start with today. And then we're going to continue, well, probably working on this block in some fashion or other. And probably also cleaning up a bit on the edges of that block so we can finally start putting in some rails around this block. But first, I want to check this. Now, as you can see, oh, interesting. Okay, so this doesn't actually require any, how do I call that? This doesn't require any acids. It requires purified water. Which is, it makes one of the reasons why I put this off quite incorrect, basically. So what we're going to be doing after scaling the electrodes, after inputting more electrodes and possibly scaling some other things, is setting up the initial refinement of crushed ores. That's what we're gonna do. And for that we're gonna need lots of steel, actually. Well, not for the refinement itself. Though, hang on, flotation cells? Well, they do need steel. Great. So we gotta find a way to fix steel, and part of the problem is that we still don't have enough oxygen, I think. There was a suggestion to look into other ways of generating oxygen, and actually I know a way of generating oxygen. I'm just not sure I have access to it yet. Now, look at that. We actually have air filters and we can separate this compressed air, which is a pretty good way to generate oxygen, actually. So let's start with that, I think. That seems reasonable, doesn't it? Let's grab an air filter and mark these as fixed, I guess. And let's also grab a better chemical plant just to be safe. And then we need an underflow valve, which top-up valve. I keep mixing those up. Right, so we need a top-up valve to avoid clogging the electrode process. And we need a flare stack. We do have flare stacks. Why do we have so many flare stacks? Did I forget any? Did I have them duplicated? Oh well, either way. I need a chemical plant. Hi. You can do air separation, please. Which is exactly what I need. And then I have this flare stack. And this bit of piping. And this bit of pipe. And this air filter, which will give me compressed air once I add a small bit of electricity. Ta-da! So this is how we're gonna generate some oxygen. Now, of course, this is a comparatively slow process. Let's actually look at the planner for that process. So we have air separation, which is this one, and that needs compressed air, and we want like some oxygen, I guess. And if we look at the production rate, for each second, so you basically need 2 air filters. I have an air filter 2 here, and I have a chemical plant 1. Oh, so that's a 1-to-1 setup. And if I use a chemical plant too, and just increase the output a bit, that's a 3:2 ratio, which matches up with the observation that this air filter is working all the time and this chemical plant is not. But we finally have some oxygen, which means we're gonna get some steel, which means we're gonna have some steel plates, which is why we did this in the first place. Now, one of the things we wanted to do with the steel plates was to add some more fast inserters, and another thing we wanted to do was electrolyzer electrodes, because we need those. We actually have 50 carbon left, so let's start with that, I guess. Hey, here we go. And this red transport belt was supposed to go right here. There we go. Now that's useful. And I keep wondering whether I have to balance this belt. And the answer is, I think I don't actually. Okay. Right. Those electrodes can go in here. We need like a few more than just 12 electrodes. This one is not working because there's no input electrodes, because those up here, those electrolyzers up here are not working yet. So let's check whether we got some more steel, I guess. And it's not looking great. It's actually, oh well, it's not looking terrible either, so that's okay. And I know those are produced in batches of 12, which means that this one is still missing some. How was that? Oh no. Yeah, that's nonsense. This is enabled if steel ingots are less than iron ingots. And I actually want steel ingots and not that is steel ingots. Yes? Those are silicon ingots. Oh, we don't have any iron ingots, that's the problem. Okay, sure. Now, with that out of the way, let's have another look at our current resource production actually, because that's what we're currently lacking most. And it's lacking because we don't have any inputs. It's again cruthenium and javolite. I shouldn't be surprised in the slightest. Yet it's somewhat annoying. Let's put it like that. And the output is full. Now that we can fix. That we can fix. Hi, I want a fast stack inserter, please. And this fast stack inserter can work like this. And that way we actually get to possibly use the full capacity of this blast furnace. Unless we need more input. Let's see. Yeah. So this is working at full speed all the time. But this one most certainly isn't. Now why is that? Hey, can I have a better ore processor? Apparently I can't. Oh boy. Okay. Sure. So the iron here is working just fine. The problem is that we're not able to process it quickly enough. Okay. Sure. Right. Those belts are so slow. Yes, more. More belts. It's probably the iron again. Oh, come on. Lots of iron. Called it. But at least we're getting some copper here. So that's great. Hi, give me that. Now make me iron plates. Thank you. Okay. At least the iron for the green science production is topped up. What is this waiting for? Oh. Couldn't one of you watchers have told me this earlier? Oh no. Hi, I want lead plates. Those are useful. I need them. I need those. Really, I do. Because otherwise none of this is working, and of course that implies we can't do science. Well, we actually are actively doing some science because there was that much lead plate left over. So it didn't actually matter just yet, I think. Just meant that we were able to back this production up because it didn't have an output. Right. Which gets us back to the sheer amount of transport belts that we need. Good old times. So, come on. Oh no. Oh no. Right. This is just such an annoying thing. Here we go. And I think I'll have to upgrade those as well, don't I? Either way, let's see what we can research. We could research... Do we want advanced electronics? I think we possibly might want advanced electronics, because it gets us closer to a better automation tier. And it unlocks a lot of interesting things. Water treatment 3. Now, that's something I want. Chlorine processing. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna need. At some point. I'm gonna need all of these at some point. Sure. Okay. Interesting. Yes. Now I need these splitters, and I again don't have the iron plates for that. And I'm getting sidetracked again. I'm aware I'm getting sidetracked again. I can't help it though. It's something I want to get done, because then I can easily put myself to work on a different thing. Come on. Yeah. Oh, and those don't need to be upgraded actually. Right, so I just need 2 or so. Hi, 1, 2, 3. Do I not? I don't. Of course I don't. Lots of gear wheels. Lots and lots of gear wheels. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry, hurry. Good. Now, that should help a bit with things. Not sure. That's another thing I'll have to take a look at sooner or later. Oh, hi. Now, you've been sitting there unused for like 10 minutes or so. At least game time. Okay. That is not that terrible an amount of landfill, actually. Considering that I just plundered those at the end of last episode. Okay. Let's see where we can go with this. Not that far, actually. But it's a start. So we can fill in about 2 blocks here. We most certainly can fill in up to here. That much I can tell you. That much I can see. Right? Then the next step is probably gonna be filling even more. And it's gone. This was very quick, right? Let's have another blueprint. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. No. That's not correct. Hi. That. Thank you. And right. That. That seems reasonable. And that also goes here, and doesn't matter which way around, goes there. Good. Good. Moving swiftly on. Yes. Red belts and red inserters and flotation cells and all the shenanigans associated with that. In other words, steel. That is a decent amount of steel, actually. Shouldn't be too surprising. Let's finish off these electrolyzer electrodes and then look into flotation cells. We need one for each kind of crushed ore. And should we ever decide to go into refining the mixtures, we also need one for each kind of mixture, at least. The fact of the matter is that we're probably gonna need a lot more, but everything has its time and place, and the time for a full flotation cell setup is not now. Truly it isn't. Let's see, how far do those electrodes get us? Well, most certainly not to the top. There you go. Let's see whether that gets us more. The answer is most likely yes. Another thing I might want to take a look at while I'm here is splicing away the crushed stone before this limiter. And then just directly dealing with it. Because the earlier I sliced away the crushed stone, the easier it is to not exceed the belt capacity on the output belt for the actual materials I want. So how would I do that? This is very space constrained. because basically I messed it up. Well, either way, we should be having some more steel here. And I am assuming I will need some more carbon for electrolyzer electrodes, because those two electrolyzers still don't regularly have electrodes, which is not what I want to see. I want to see those half things. I like my children. Something like that. Right. More. More and more. More and more. Let's see. See, this is where stuff gets really interesting. I'm just considering to move all of this into this block and to directly use this mineralized water from that washing purely for the geode-based refining into mineral sludge, which should help with landfill, like by quite a bit, but it would remove a large source of charcoal production, which is not that great because we need charcoal. So in other words, please be true. Nope. In other words, we could add more Tyanaton and then use the mineralized water for more landfill via the process of electrolysis and geode washing and stuff. Let's actually do that. That seems reasonable. Quite reasonable, in fact. And I might just need a bit more. Well, I need red builds. That's what I need. And I actually started that setup. And most of these are not running. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to look at the amount of mineralized water we are producing and check how much of this filtering I'd need to consume it all, right? So if we look at the production of mineralized water in the last 10 minutes, seems appropriate. We have 8.7k mineralized water per minute. Now, looking at this recipe, where is it? This recipe? No. God. Yeah, that is the correct recipe, and I want this one. So looking at this recipe, we consume 100 mineralized water in 3 seconds, which is 1,000 mineralized water in 30 seconds. So 2,000 in a minute. So basically 6,000 in a minute, because we have 3. Assuming that they have a crafting speed of 1, which I doubt they have, because they have a crafting speed of 1.5, which means that it's 50% more, so 9,000 a minute? Which means they can actually handle all of that. I guess I would need another assembling machine here. But sure, let's do that. How do I best do that? I think I'll do it like this. No, wait. I'll do it like this. And I'll add a pump. And I'll connect that pump to a signal without giving that signal any meaning. For now. And I do have a pump. Just didn't find it. Hello. Yes. You're not doing anything right now. Okay. Time for a grand experiment. Right. I mean, this is far too early to look at it, but it seems to be working just fine. And we are actually using the hydrogen, the mineralized water generated by this hydro plant from the sulfuric wastewater to deal with that. So that's okay. Steel. Nope. Actually, electrolyzer electrodes. I have those. Hi. You can pretend to have made these. Technically correct, but not what I'd usually say. Ah, yes. And another 76. This is somewhat ludicrous, actually. Somewhat ludicrous. And we're missing iron, which is probably because we're missing javelite. No, it's not. It's because we actually don't have the throughput necessary. Well, because the train didn't drive yet. Could I increase? It doesn't actually matter. Okay. Okay. Sure. Huh. Powder metallurgy. I mean, it's incredibly useful. And it unlocks better power generation setups. And the better, not that we can research that yet. See, what we're gonna do is first research modular armor, and then we'll see what I fancy afterwards. Because modular armor will give us a bit more inventory, which is exceedingly useful. I tend to have stuff in my inventory that doesn't need to be there strictly right then, but it's somewhat useful generally. Okay. So those two seem to get some stuff. Like just the basics. Just barely the basics. Oh, this one is outputting my stuff. And I need more belts. Well, more better belts, mostly. And that will need more iron. Ah, yes. Always iron. Well, not always, but in a staggering amount of times. Why did I do it like that? Because of pre-existing structures, as one might put it. Hi. Give me all of that. Make me some more belts. Yellow belts. Huzzah for yellow belts. Okay. Sure. I mean, okay, sure. Hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Let's just give this the full yellow belt treatment. That seems a bit excessive, but I mean, why not? Now that is what I like to see. I like to see that all of these are working right now. And I gotta check whether there is space left on the belt here, which means that it's okay that it's not fully red. And there's no backing up here, which is also perfectly okay. Oh, but it seems I actually do need to be doing some balancing. So can I have a splitter, please? And now this is exerting back pressure on just one side of the belt, which is not the point of this exercise. We want to use the belt as much as possible. Oh, and while I'm waiting for that to craft, I can take a look at that. Those are ore crusher 1s, and the problem here is not the input, it's the sheer production speed. So we have some ore crusher 2s. Oh no, what? Right. Ore crushers are a bit annoying in their numbering, because ore crushers and ore crusher 1s, well, ore crusher 1s are marked with a small 2, which is not helpful, because I want ore crusher 3s to have ore crusher 2s. So that's a mess. But this should allow us to improve the throughput here by just a bit. And it should also I don't like that. Hi. Can I have this there? Thank you. There we go. And that is right. And now I have 78 sulfur, which is basically nothing. Okay, so here I have better ore crushers. Please do deal with that. And one slag makes 2 crushed stone, so 1 inserter to 2 inserters, but it's not what's happening here, which is also perfectly fine, but it's just not the whole idea of things right now. So this seems to be working just fine. Okay. So this... It looks like I need to actually upgrade that again, because we are producing just that much slag. Is that right? That can't be right. Yo, what's... Okay, sure. So what you're trying to say is that we have all of those? We have 2,000 of every? No, we don't. So what is your problem? Why do I not have more Crotinium? There is none cached. Literally none. Okay, so what if I... I don't like that. I do not like that. One bit. Because this means we're consuming materials that unevenly that it doesn't make We're just not... Okay. Hey, fluids, mineral sludge. In the last hour, what was the consumption like? That is the more interesting question than what the production was looking like, because the production seems to be capped by the consumption rate. Which implies that we need some better crystallizers. How do we get better crystallizers? I think the answer to that was powder metallurgy, right? Powder metallurgy, and then advanced aluminum, and then we get slag processing too. Yeah, so that's a ways away, I guess. We could, of course, add even more crystallizers, but that doesn't solve the issue of uneven consumption, right? I don't like that. I really do not like that. And I don't want manganese back. I really don't. Nickel, zinc, silicon. Oh, right, there was the suggestion of looking at the molten steel. Better molten steel. Right? That is advanced invert. I want advanced steel smelting. Steel smelting. That is unfortunately behind a blue science. And we don't have that. But it would use silicon ingots. Which is useful to know. But not helpful in the moment. Right. Okay. So let's take a look at the charcoal here. This should be... Yeah, this ran out of mineralized water a while ago, actually. Let's see. What is your landfill production looking like? It seems like that's still not exceeding our capabilities of consumption. It is exceeding our capabilities of consumption. I misspoke. Right. So let's grab this. And let's grab some inserters. And then... Ah, yes. Let's do this the fancy way. Yeah, okay. That is gonna be working just fine. And this machine can take it. It literally doesn't care. Okay. So we have 93k mineralized water, which is excessive, in a way. Somewhat excessive. But that's alright. Now my hope is that this will lead to juggling less resources. But I can't be sure that is actually the case. Here, slag. Congrats, you made this. In theory. I just added it there, didn't I? No, I added it there. Well, either way. The inserters are quick enough. Yet. Okay, so this seems to have helped. At least to some extent. Okay. I guess. That means we're going on an adventure. An adventure. Right. Let's go on an adventure to the west. I'm really bad with cardinal directions. And I mean really, really bad. I always have to say the mnemoic. Good lord, that's such a fun word though. M-N-E-M-O-I-C. Mnemoic. Not sure whether that's actually how it's pronounced. I'm not a native speaker. Well, point being, I always have to say the mnemoic, the brain helper, to know which cardinal direction goes where. Well, which of east and west goes where. North and south just work, kind of. But that's a bit of a tangent. Now, if I was on a multiplayer server, I would have died just there. But luckily I'm not. And we can grab more landfill from various places. $95K. I mean, why? How? I mean, I know the answer. The answer is because, well, in as many words, we have too little consumption most of the time and too much consumption some of the time. And I could actually place a nice and big power pole here and remove some of this mess. Yeah, that seems appropriate. Is this? No, it's not necessary. Those are a mess, but so be it. What happened? I don't. Sure, whatever. Whatever. I'm not even gonna ask. It's just sometimes things are the way things are, and then you just have to accept that. Oh, this connection is actually important. Hi, can I? That seems interesting. And I need that red wire. Annoying. But apparently that's the way things are. Could I please have yellow belt here? Right? And more yellow belt. And therefore more iron. Again. Ah, it never gets old, does it? I mean, it kind of does, but never gets old. Nice. Lots of steel. Give me all the electrodizer electrodes just to have some buffer. And then let's get some... God damn it. It wasn't the iron. Well, it was about to be the iron, but it wasn't the iron. Cool. Can I have some tin plates, actually? Hi, I would like to have some tin plates, please. Thank you. Right. Which brings us back. Hi. This and a few more of these. And then we can upgrade this. And upgrade this. Or we can't, apparently. Always these things that don't work. Hey, that is modular armor. Great. That was an interesting thing, I think. Automation 3. Electronics assembling machine 2. Invar, advanced Invar. That seems appropriate because at some point we're gonna want to do military science. And Invar is needed for military science, so we should look at military science. Well, Invar, actually. But you get the gist. See, there isn't always an excess amount of electrodes. Should help along a bit. And then... Ugh. Yes, yes, yes. I know it's not gonna help yet. Because I need another splitter. Ah, more splitters. Right. Yes. Cool. Not sure what I'm gonna need next actually, so I'm just gonna leave that disabled for now. Hey, there we go. And the answer is probably gonna be tin, possibly. No, actually it's not. It's gonna be iron. Anything else also would be heresy. Because it's always iron. You're always lacking iron. Right. 2, 3. There we go. Oh, is it the input? Hey, can I have some fast stack inserters? Because I can afford those now. Yay! Enjoy all you can. Enjoy yourself. Right. Where did they go? There they went. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. This should get us a tiny bit more throughput on that belt. Well, on unloading that belt. Putting it into that silo. Can I please have some more transport belts? Ugh. I really should think about setting up a mall as well. All of these things, all of these things. Brass. That's also going to be needed for the thingy, military science. That's what it's... Words. Words. Just words. Oh, come on. Let's just... not skimp on the belts. Right. Let's see. There is still apparently enough mineralized water to keep this process just running to a certain extent, which is curious. And it also implies that this isn't used quite as much as it could be. But we seem to be regularly consuming Tyanaton now. So that's progress, I guess. Hey, and that means this is yellow belt now. That's great. Why isn't that yellow belt? Should be. Well, now it is, but should be. Right, I have this. Should the need arise. Good. Good. What? Ah, yes, that was that thing. That was how I set this up here. Okay, tin, copper, iron, and they're missing here. Well, iron and copper are missing here, which is because of the crotinium and gyvolite. again. Or just the Crotinium and the lack of a train having been driving there. Do I need more trains? It kind of seems like I do, which is surprising, right? I mean, I have... Oh no, it's not that I need more trains. I need better inserters. See, this is where we're gonna go. So we need a few of those, like at least 12. So let's do 12. And which station? Now, I don't know which station is the most used, but I would like to know at this point. I really would like to know. I just can't. I don't know. I straight up don't know. But no, not cut. There we go. Okay. What next? Those are worthless. Those aren't really useful. Those might be. But brass is complicated, I think. Advanced material processing. I rarely need those furnaces, really. Powder smelting might be more interesting, but gem processing also is. Powder refining. Now, that I can get behind. Because this should be yielding more interesting. Oh, and those gonna need lubricant, and we don't have any lubricant. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Well, it does, but doesn't matter. And that's another 3, and now we need more steel. Because I need some inserters to load and some inserters to unload, and that is also another 3. And now we're gonna need circuit boards. I mean, sure. This will improve the loading time for trains that require it. Let's also grab some simple circuit boards. No, those are not called simple circuit boards. Are they? What are they called? Those... basic circuit boards. Which is a huge difference, I figure. And what we're gonna run out of next is... steel? Again? No, iron. It's iron. Okay. Hello, iron. Would you kindly, thank you, and also use that. Good. Now, I happen to have some inserters that might interest you. There we go. And I figure you're gonna get sent to the ore refining results next. As soon as you return to the depot. And that is... Depot? I don't know. Let's see. Provider crushed ores. Actually, okay. I mean, those are not upgraded yet. We should fix that. There we go. And now we only need another 6 for the ores. And another 6 for unloading the crushed ores into the ores. And this alone should improve the throughput by quite a bit. So we're having 4 items transferred per move. And the moving speed is doubled, so it's 8 times as quick compared to before. Which makes sense. And should hopefully help us address at least part of our throughput issue. At least part. Should I improve the speed of that? Or should I not? I don't think it's that much of an issue, actually. But what's an issue is that I don't have the iron needed to upgrade these belts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And oh, no. Thank you. Now, isn't it lucky that I know where to find iron? Oh, tin. Where would I find tin? I can't for the life of me. Well, you get it. Okay. Let's see. I hope that that's gonna be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Yeah, it's not very much so, actually. But that's okay. I mean, we have some iron left after all. And some tin. Isn't that right? Okay. Now, we are closing in on the magical mark of an hour. And finally I can almost see what is on that belt. 3. I really need 3. 1, 2, 3 belts. 1, 2, 3 belts. Thank you kindly. Right. So instead of doing what we planned to do, we did other things. As a friend of mine would say, plans are what you make while reality happens. And he's right. Quite very much so. I don't know. Is that less than before? Ugh. All that alginic acid is just... It's just a mess. Right. But... Instead of donkey. Oh, that's also... That is somewhat obscure. Somewhat. Okay. So that's another 1.2k. That should be enough to start getting into a scuffle with some biters. Let's see. Yeah, it's just about enough. See, I want to finish this bit. Up to here. Out of that block. Because that's where the rails are. And it does seem that this is going to be just fine. And that means that it's going to be just fine for the other rails as well. So that's a thing. And seems like we're gonna end this episode on a very similar note to last episode. Namely, part of the rail network not being finished. But hey, we have done more electrodes. We have at least partially upgraded the train station inserters. I'm not sure whether I want to remove that. Let's actually remove that because, well, it's not gonna happen all that often that this provider is gonna be used. Adding a tag to do remove mineralized water consumer. As long, well, it's, I'm conflicted. Actually, let's not put that down as a to-do and instead consider removing. Not sure whether I want to just yet, because in case things go sideways and we run out of charcoal from Tyanaton, I hope that never happens, and I honestly doubt it ever happens, we could use that to get power back up and running. 201. Could be a turnaround here. Should be a turnaround there. We have a turnaround here. Well, that train's gonna go the long way around, it seems. Wait, how is that train moving? Now that is a weird plan. Oh no, of course. It has to. It has to use that. Huh. Why is that? Ah yes, because the rails on this side are not complete yet. That is why the train needs to use this turnaround. And if I removed this turnaround, things wouldn't work anymore. Because you need to be able to do a full lap around things in both directions. Right? So this provider, and then we'll have to go to the right, and then turn down here, and go through here, and up here, and then we could put the science in there. Either way. Yes. Circuit production is done, but it just needs to be scaled a bit. Oh yes, I'll have to deal with the side products here, and it seems I want to upgrade the belts there somehow. Oh, and this and that, and here and there, and it's all such a mess. It's all such a mess. Well, my mess it is. And you can watch me kind of, well, mess it up even more, probably, next episode. See you then.